Good day, guys. So in today's tutorial, I'll be looking at now. Let's import our background. Let's import our background. So before now, I've already designed my background and drop it in my file. So if you want me to also make a video on how this background was done, I'll also do it probably in my subsequent video. So the next thing we'll do is to increase the size. Now we have two ways of increasing the size. We can increase it with our hand, or we use this other route. So let's just centralize it. Then don't forget to lock your work. Now let's change the background everything color, that's inner color, so that we can see the end side of our design. So what's the next thing we need to do now? The next thing we need to do now is to import the original design. Design will be a guide for us. So this is the original design. So the first thing we need to do now is to write the first thing that we're seeing there. Arise, pray, O ladies. Now before we do that, we need to enter our sticker, then create a light effect to cover that upside of our background. Then change the color to something relatable. I want to pick the color. Just tap here, tap. Okay. Then I have locked it. Okay. I have locked it. So the next thing we are going to do now is to enter our text. The next thing we are going to do now is to enter our text. So please, if you're live with me, just signify by dropping, by liking this video and also dropping some comments so that we know that you are live with me. So the next thing we'll do now is to enter our text. So let's enter our text. So the text is pray. Okay, let me just use fast. Oh ladies. Pray and fast, oh ladies. That's what the text is. So all we need to do now is to centralize it. Then enter our font. Choose a better font for this text. So one of my favorite fonts here is Pumpkin. Pumpkin, yeah. So now let's paddle it as usual. Then reduce the size to something more preferable. Then centralize it. Then change the color to white. Change the color to white. Of late, I realize that a lot of us are having issues with alignment when it comes to things like this. We are finding it difficult to align our text. So now the next thing we need to do is to import our theme, which I've already created this theme already, and I've made video on how this theme can be created, which I also drop the link here on how you can create this theme. So now this is the theme. Now that's the most important part. So I will increase it, then drop it. Then the next thing I will do now is to lock it. So lock it. Now for those of you who are just coming for the first time, or for those of you who are just joining for the first time, now I've done a video on that, on how to create that link. I think that's the last video currently on my channel. So, and in that video I promise to do this video that I'm creating. That the next thing we're doing now. So enter the authority. That's the next thing we're going to do now. So we'll choose our fonts, choose our favorite fonts. Now if you observe, you'll see that this design is a little bit busy. Not really busy though, but it's looking a little bit war related and the rest. So all you need to do is to also choose a font that will resonate with your kind of design, that will, I swear, look like, that has that war effect and also look like war. So the font is Roadstone da font. This is the font that I use, Roadstone da fonts. So if you don't really know how to download fonts, I've done a video on that. You can as well check it out. So all we need to do now is to increase the size. Is to increase the size. That's all we need to do. So increase the size. Then now I want to pick a gradient. Now let me show you how to pick color, how to pick color for your design while designing. Now for instance, now if you observe this flyer, let me just take a moment and just do it. So please, just you, if you're listening to me and you're watching what I'm doing, and if you're enjoying what I'm doing, please just hit that like button, so that I will know that okay, people are actually following me and people are actually loving what I'm doing. So now if you observe, this design is a combination of red and yellow. So all we need to do now is to give it a white and a light yellow gradient. So I'll tap on my plus, tap here, then look for then find, pick the color from here. Are you seeing? Then now this time, now I will make this other side a little bit white entirely. Then this other side I will make it light yellow. Now I'm showing you guys how I normally pick color for my design. Then I will bring it out a little bit to be a little bit white. So this is the gradient I'll be working with. So now if you to do is to go to your, all you need to do is to go to your shadow, enable your shadow, then you are now a little bit 3. Then the opacity of this black, if you observe, this black is too thick, so I'll reduce the opacity of our blur radius, just increase it a little bit to get a lighter black. So there we go. So are you seeing that our design is now making a lot of sense? Then all I need to do is to drop it one spot, just drop it here. Then all I need to do now is to lock it. So the next thing I need to do now is to enter, the theme is the authority of a lady. Now is to enter your shape. Now just pay attention to what I want to do now. And now enter your shape, then go to your, now reduce the size of this shape. Just use your hand, reduce the size a little bit. Just reduce the size like this. Now go to your gradient. The next thing you see is opacity to be transparent. Then this other side, make it to be red. First, we'll bring it close a little bit. So a little bit. You can give it this ox blood color if you wish to, depending on what you're creating. I think this is more preferable. Then bring it downwards. Are you seeing now? Bring it downwards. So all we need to do now is to enter our off. I promise to design this thing from scratch, not skipping any parts, just being designing as if I'm working for myself or working for a client. So that's why I'm not skipping any part of this tutorial. So now we just look for a font that will just give us all we need. Let me say Pond Skin. That's one of my favorites. So Pond Skin will give us all we need. So all we need to do is to paddle it, then reduce the size. Then reduce the size and change the color to be white. Now let me also digress a little bit. Now if you're working on a design, if you're working on a flyer, when you're being given a job, ask yourself this question: what will be my biggest challenge while designing this flyer? Is it the theme? Is it the background? Is it the picture arrangement? What will be my biggest challenge? Then if you're able to answer that question, then that's when you're able to continue or start your design properly. Then now let me bring in the image of the ministers. Then the next one we need to do is to enter our shape. Enter our shape. Then we'll reduce the radius of our shape a little bit. Then if you observe, the shape is not pure white, it's a little bit of gradient. So all we need to do is enter another gradient. This place will be entirely white. This place will be a little bit gray. So we use white and gray for that shape. Are you seeing? So all we need to do is to centralize it. Then lock it. Now this time around, let's import our guest ministers. The ministers that you're seeing on this flyer, let's import them this time around. So first, let me import this guest minister. This is the first person. Now you see how bad this image is. Now if an image is not standing properly the way it ought to stand, it's your duty to rotate it as a graphic designer. You don't leave it like this because it will worry other image. First, if you drag an image, for instance, if you drag an image, ensure you copy it to get the exact quality. Now if you observe the one that was dragged and the one that was copied, there's a difference. So just do it that way. Then so now let me just use the rotating tool to rotate so that it stands properly. Then you rotate it and drop it somewhere here. Are you seeing it? Let's work on the image a little bit. Now if you observe, this image lacks then brightness. You can reduce the brightness a bit. Then contrast, you can just touch the contrast a little bit. Let me say 10. Then the next one is to import the other image. Then also please don't go because I'll also show you how I'll always enhance my flyer after designing. So this is just like a 2-in-1 video. So don't leave, just stay to the end of this video. So let me find the other image sharply so that we can run fast with speed. So this is the other image. All I need to do is to reduce the size and drop it drop it here, then bring it downwards. Just long press it, then drag it down. It automatically come down. Are you seeing? Then I'll just reduce the size a little bit. Just reduce the size to get what I'm looking for. Okay, yeah. So here we go. So let me just lock it. So now let me quickly bring in the other image. Let me quickly bring in the other image. Okay. Now this stuff now you change it to white entirely. Are you seeing? Then you drop it on top. Now if you notice that the image is a little bit empty. If you notice that the image is not giving, the white is fighting. So all you need to do, go to your draw, take your pencil size to the last, your smooth take it to the last, your blurry just take it to the last, then just tap anywhere on your screen. Just tap anywhere on your screen. Now this is the effect that will come out. Let me change the color so that you see what scale actually came out. This effect now. Now I'll just I'm trying to blend the image, but this time around it's not that thick blending, it's just light blending. So all I need to do now is to just increase it, then drop it here a little bit, then I also copy, then I also drop it here, then I'll bring the white objects to the up, then I'll change the both color to black, change the both color to black, change it to black. Are you seeing now that we've gotten what we really wanted? Now let's look at the other let's look at our main design to see what we are missing. Let's just look at our main design to see what we are missing. Okay, okay. So now the main, what remains now is 3 nights wash, 3 nights wash. So the font that was for that 3 nights wash, the name of the font is Pepsi. Let me enter the name of the font so that you see what I'm saying. Pepsi. Then change it to white. Are you saying? Then bring it down a little bit. You know the font is Pepsi. Then you lock it. So now all you need to do is to import another effect again. So you see, one of the disadvantages of designing with phone is the state that comes with it. So just that's an icon. You just reduce the size, reduce it and drop it here, just to give it that effect that you're looking for. Are you seeing? Then you lock it. Then now here you enter the name of the ministers. Here enter the name of these other ministers also. Then now let me also show you the next thing. So go to your shape, select shape, select your triangle. Now reduce the size from here, just reduce the size from here, then change the size to black, then rotate it to 90, then you bring it downwards, centralize it, and you bring it downwards, then you drop it like this. Now that's where you put your information. That space will contain the dates, the time, and also the venue. So quickly now we'll head over to the next phase of this design. So let me just save it. So we've done for this other aspect. Now we're done. So let's just, and if you're saving, ensure you save on Ultra, and your format, don't save it as JPEG, save it as PNG. Why do you need to save it as PNG? So that it will retain the quality of your design. I believe adverts, they might bring adverts because of my data that is on. Adverts might pop up. So now the next phase of this design now is to import it to Lightroom. Okay, thank God. Where we increase, we work on the size, the quality of the design. So if you don't have Lightroom, you can as well download Lightroom. As a smartphone designer, you need Lightroom for the sake of your design. So all we need to do, this is what will show in your Lightroom. So photo on device, just tap on that drop down arrow, then you tap on your design, just tap on your design. So now if you observe now this is Lightroom. We're about to enhance the quality of our design. So all you need to do now, this place is called presets. Now this preset, now these are the designs that I've done in the past. Then this place is called this thing. Okay, I can't use that place except I paid for it. Then there's what we call the auto. Now auto now will automatically increase the size of, increase the quality of your design for you, but I don't like auto because it doesn't give me what I really need. So I'll do it myself. So now first of all we'll go to effects. First, we'll go to effects. Then we have texture, clarity, and day. So clarity first. I'll increase my clarity to about 90. Are you seeing that the design is not getting more clear? Are you seeing that design is not getting more clear? Then this texture, I mean increase my texture to about 90. Then clarity is this. If you increase it now, the design will look black. Okay, let's just leave that. I'll come back to show you that sometimes it malfunctions. Okay, now if you increase now, the design will look black. It will be looking black in color, which is not really healthy for this type of design. So I'll just leave clarity. We don't need it, but I just show you in case. Then the next one is detail. Now detail now is to sharpen the design, to make the design look more eye catching. Are you seeing? That's details, to sharpen the design. I think that immediately increase the details, that the design looks more catching. Then the second one is after details now, I've increased the sharpening, then increase details a little bit. Now in details now you're increasing the pixels. Now if you check some design, you will see in the faces of the ministers or the pictures, there's this dots that normally appears. That's what we call pixels. Then now you go to your lights. Now light now controls the reflections of the design, the bright aspects and the darker aspects. Now if you want the design to look a little bit dark, you you reduce your black. By reducing your black, you're making it more darker. Are you seeing? Then if you want the design to be white, you increase your whites. By increasing your whites, you're making the design more lighter. So I will take my white to about 50. Then the last stage that I normally use is my color. Now this color now, if you observe, there are some designs you will see and you will notice that almost all the ministers are looking the same, are having the same color. Though it's a different picture, though there are all different pictures and the rest. But when if you look at the design properly, almost all the ministers are looking alike. This is how they fine-tune the image. So it's just called coloring. So you go to your grading. Now this color in cycle is what you call your hue. This color in cycle is what you call your hue. So now, and you don't choose color outside the background. And when you're choosing your color, in this, choose the dominant color. Just listen to what I'm explaining, and you understand later. You choose the dominant color. Yeah, you choose the dominant color in this type of design. So now the dominant color here is red. So all I need to do is to tap on my red. Now, see, immediately I tap on my red, the outlook of the design just change. Then I will lighten it a little bit. I will lighten it a little bit. Are you seeing? Then when I'm done now, I will do my done. So let's see our before and after. Now see our design when we imported it. Then see it after we are done. Then if you want to create a preset, like you don't want to come here to stress yourself again to start from scratch, you just go to your tap that three button, create presets. Now by creating presets, now if you're coming again, just put the name you. Then ensure this your preset group. Create your group. I've already created mine. You're seeing pastor. So just create you and you tap your go. Then you save it. Save to device. Then let me show you the essence of preset. Let me say, for instance, you sent this design to your client and your client actually edited something on it, or asked you to. So you let's assume you've changed what they asked you to change. So if you're coming this time around, you're not starting from scratch again. Are you seeing? Let me just show you. We'll come back to Lightroom again. So let's just come back to Lightroom. You're not starting from scratch again. You just import the design into your Lightroom and you head over straight to your presets and tap on your presets. Now I will still choose that design. Okay, let me choose another design, because if we choose that, it will be assumed that we've edited it. Okay. Now let me choose this other design. Then now let's just tap on our presets. Tap on yours. Tap on your preset group, that's pastor. Then what we remember, we saved it with you. So just tap on you. If you tap on you, you just see that automatically everything has just appeared the way we needed it to be. So guys, please kindly subscribe, share this live video with your friend, and see you guys in my next tutorial. See you guys in my next tutorial. Thank you guys.